This is XXYYXX, and you're watching Show and Tell.
Show and Tell presents XXYYXX.
Hey guys, Derek here from Show and Tell. We're sitting at Will's Pub in Orlando, Florida, and I'm with XXYYXX. He's playing here tonight. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty sleep deprived, but I'm good.
All right, well, you're 16 years old, and I just saw recently that you're actually starting shows out of the country. How's that feel for you? That has to be pretty surreal, right?
It's surreal and scary, only because I'm playing with like my favorite producers and like Beach House and stuff. It's like this festival in Poland, but I'm really excited for all of it, especially the tour, and hang out with Charlie. He's cool.
Well, I know that's pretty crazy that you're going out of the country, but what was your first show like? How'd it come about, and how'd you end up playing it? Do you even remember?
I remember. It was like a train wreck. It was before I even had a MIDI controller, so I was using FL Studio and like glitching it live with like my laptop mouse, and the sun was in my eyes. It was at this festival called Zombie-toberfest, and like FL crashed on my last track. Not to tell the crowd that I have to like iTunes my last song. It was fun though, because whatever, like adrenaline, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So when did you first start to notice that your music was kind of like elevating to the fact where you can go out of the country and play your shows? When did you start to see that impact start to grow, and how was it?
I didn't even know until recently that I could like do that. That's why I'm still kind of at, because I don't know if that many people will show up. But lately I'm realizing that a lot of fans in general for electronic music come from Europe, because that's like the root of it, and like especially the style of electronic music I make comes from like Europe, and my insights show me that a lot of fans are from like London and stuff like that. So I think kind of recently I found that out.
Yeah, well, I can tell that you put like a lot of emotion behind your music. You can kind of hear it in some of the songs. How much emotion do you put into that, and how much of that is part of your music?
I don't do it like on purpose, but I can kind of tell, because that's usually when I start making tracks, is when something's like bugging me, because it's like a weird, like not necessarily a coping mechanism, because it's not like every track I make is when I'm upset, but a lot of them I guess come from that feeling of like being kind of bummed out about something, so it just naturally comes out.
Well, I know I was reading through the comments on the track Fields on YouTube, and a lot of people at first were trying to figure out whose voice was in that song, and then eventually they figured it was Amy Winehouse. How do you decide who to sample in your songs and things like that?
Sometimes it varies. Like sometimes I sample people as a challenge, like to test, like to, you know, challenge myself as a producer, like things that I wouldn't consider even possible to sample. But a lot of the times it's usually female vocalists, because it just, you can do a lot with it. Like you can, if you transpose down a male's voice, it sounds like creepy, but if you transpose to a lower pitch a female's voice, it sounds like really drony, and I don't know. It's just really accessible to use a female vocal sample. Usually it's just like stuff that I think sounds good without like the original sample. So yeah, just whatever sounds good and is accessible.
Well, I know you used Amy Winehouse in Fields, but is there anybody that you'd love to maybe produce with, or something like that, somebody big that you'd love to work with?
Robert Kelly. R. Kelly, just because that'd be sexy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a stage you want to perform on before you die? Any stage, anywhere?
South by Southwest would be really, really cool. South by Southwest, or I'll take any stage really, but South by Southwest is definitely a goal for me. I'd love to just play there, because like so many great acts have gotten their start from that, and also they're just good anyway. Like Tori Moi played there, like Chrome Sparks, so many different people. It's really awesome though, and it's like a family community thing too, I think.
Well, it seems like lately everybody we've talked to kind of has said when they first started out, I know Abdicaf's first started out in a Blink-182 cover band, and I read somewhere that you actually started out with Green Day's Dookie. Is that true, first of all?
Yeah, that's how I started getting into music. Like when I was like 9, I listened to Dookie, and then I like got obsessed with their older stuff and started learning guitar around 10 and stuff. Then I joined some bands, and Yeah.
So how do you think you like went from Green Day's Dookie to where you are now, playing electronic shows and things like that?
There's like general progression of time. Like I grew out of that like more like Green Day-ish thing, then I got into like post-hardcore and then metalcore and deathcore and technical deathcore, then like math rock, then I drifted out of that. It's just like naturally as you grow up, especially around that age period, you just change a lot of your tastes. But I still like listen to all that, but I think it's just like moving on, kind of growing out of it, really.
All right, guys. Well, this is XXYYXX. Where do you want to tell them to find your music and what to look out for before we go?
Facebook.com/FroFiMusic or XXYYXX.bandcamp.com. That's a mouthful. And just look out for new material. I'm definitely working on new stuff. Probably vinyl and definitely new merch. The new merch, is really cool. I think it's going to be soft as well. I like soft t-shirts, so that's good.
All right. Well, we'll have all the links in the description below, guys. Thanks for watching.